Hey everyone, we are gonna go over how to put a skid plate on a Gen 5 SkiDoo. When you unpack it, there is this nice little bag. In this, there's this sheet that tells you where you can go to get the actual instructions in order to put it on. In this video, just a heads up, I will not be using these fasteners that come with the skid plate. I do it the old way with a washer and a rivet. I don't use any of these weird fasteners because I've had bad luck with them not working properly, and then there's a big hole in the stock belly pan. So I do it the old-fashioned way. I don't use any of this stuff, but I make sure that I have extra rivets and the backing washers for those rivets. First things first, we're going to take the hood off. Just like that, magic. Boop, the hood's off. We're going to take the tune pipe out, and then we'll be able to hold the backing washers on the back side of the rivets. We are gonna go ahead and find the holes that we need to drill. I like to tip the sled on its side. Now it's easy access to the little pre-marked holes for the skid plate that you can see right here. Just lining up the skid plate, making sure that everything looks good and proper. So I'm looking visually through these holes, and I can see the little indentation in each one. The holes in the belly pan line up. I'm looking way down at this bottom one here. You can see if I remove this, there's a bolt, a T25 bolt we want to take out first before we start riveting anything else on. Otherwise it's awkward to get out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put these 6 rivets in. So when we're placing the skid plate, there's this nice backing, this 90-degree bend here. We want this on there, snug. It's a perfect fit. So it's nice and tight up here where the exhaust comes out. Same thing here. We want that backing plate. We want to push as far forward as we can where it lines up everywhere the best. It looks really good right there. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these rivets in. Go ahead and put this screw back in. Using a 3/16 drill bit, we can go ahead and drill the holes. Being careful to just drill through the plastic. You want the holes right in the middle so that everything lines up. Violet's on its side here. Put the washers on the back side and we can rivet it. Got my helper here helping me out while I'm holding the back side. Perfect. Those 3 rivets are in. Those 4 rivets are in. We got our screw in down here. And I'm gonna leave this here for now because I actually have to take the muffler out to do that properly on the backside. Moving the muffler is pretty straightforward. We can take this backing foam out. This plug over here, it loops down and around the shot start. It's got a little clasp there as well. And then we have a 10mm tucked in down there. Long extension, 10mm. Now we can just lift the muffler up and out. We already have the holes drilled for the exhaust side here. Push the rivet up through, backing washer. Drill these 3 holes. Drill the hole by the clutch here. Really making sure that you don't go too far with this one, because you hit the clutch if you do. Put that through there, put a washer on the back side. 3 more rivets and their washers for this side. Just like that, the skid plate's on. 6 rivets up front with their backing washers. Rivet, backing washer there. The stock bolt that was already in. The 4 rivets going into the metal belly pan part. 2 rivets down there with their backing washers as well. I do it with the rivets and the backing washers because these have a real tendency to just rip big holes into the belly pan. I put a skid plate on so that you can bash off of trees, and I don't want it to be ripped off or hanging part way off just because one of these ripped out of the plastic. The rivets with the backing washer work way better in my opinion. Skid plate install is done.